Prime Minister accused of using taxpayers' money to fund election campaign. PNP released their manifesto to the Jamaican people. Stories like this and more coming up in this video. But before we get into all of that, I just want to welcome my Blueprint supporters back to another video. Guys, this video is jam-packed with information as usual. If these topics are something that you're currently interested in, stick around as we get into the video right now. Miss Nikisha Burchell, People's National Party member, also caretaker of the South St. James Division, also spokesperson on information for the People's National Party, is currently blasting the Prime Minister and his administration, saying that they're misusing taxpayers' money to fund their vulgar campaign. Yes, this is what she is accusing the Prime Minister about. If you don't know who is Nikisha Burchell, she's coming up on your screen right now. This is the same lady I made a video about a couple of days ago. The same lady that gave the unfinished shock to the elder lady. She is the one currently accusing the Prime Minister. There's a video circulating on the internet with a poster of this accusation against the Prime Minister. So me seeing that, I had to go online, find this article and read up on it and what she's saying, because this is a very, very bold accusation. So guys, I'm going to share the article with you and we're going to discuss some key points in this article. Majority of those key points though are in the first paragraph of the article, because the rest of the article is basically driving home the point that the government is using taxpayers' money to fund vulgar campaign advertisement. Alright, let's read the first part of the paragraph. Nikisha Burchell, opposition spokesperson on information, has blasted Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his administration for purportedly misusing taxpayers' money for vulgar campaign advertisement. Alright, Blueprint family, I want you to remember that word, purportedly. We're going to come back to it. She stated that this is a blatant misuse of citizens' money and partisans' political propaganda on TV. Blueprint family, I want to say be careful of those big words, because those big words hide a lot of things in them. Because if this was said in a simpler form, you would understand that this whole article is a bag of bullshit. Because the word purportedly mean that you think something is happening, but you are not sure, you don't have no evidence said this happened. You understand? So this lady released a whole article that is based on thought, not stating in the article that it's just a thought. Talking like this is truth, allowing Jamaican people that are not of a highly educational caliber to run with this article, thinking that the government is using taxpayers' money to fund their campaign. Then even in the same article, she mentioned that the government is using taxpayers' money to fund propaganda campaign. So, Miss Nikisha, what do you call this? This is blatant propaganda. If this is not propaganda, I don't know what propaganda is. Because you release an article that allows Jamaican people to run with a false concept of things. Because me see people on the internet now I call the government thief. I say them a thief taxpayers' money because of this article here. And when Jamaican people talk about the lies and the misinformation of the People's National Party, people talk all kind of things, but it's right in front of us. You guys tend to use big words, semantics, for change around things and get a different image, turning things into things that's not it. That's not it. And this is why I always tell people, be careful of the sources that you are getting your information from. Make sure any piece of article that you read that is political based, you sit down and you do your research on it. You make sure you have a dictionary and you look up the meaning of these big words. Try to break it down in a simplest form. Even if you have to go up on the internet and go ask AI to break it down in its simplest form, do that so you can understand what these people are saying. These people know how to misguide people, use sleight of hand, misdirection. So you have to be careful. Alright, BPS family, we're going to jump in at the second leg of the video. Because I know now busy people who have a lot of things to do. So we're going to just jump in it. Alright, the second leg of the video is based off yesterday's happenings. Yeah man, the PNP released their manifesto to the Jamaican public. If you don't know what a manifesto is, I am going to explain it in its simplest form. Basically, a manifesto is a list of things that a party wishes to implement if we the people elect them to form our next government. Guys, I watched it on TV yesterday and I also went online and read the manifesto. This to me is a bunch of nonsense. This no look like nothing sensible. It just feel like a well-written wish list full of promises. Because when I get up and hear say the PNP are going to release their manifesto, I thought that when I listen to the manifesto and read the manifesto, that I would get inspired by this manifesto. Because remember, the Jamaican people have been begging for this for how long, and the PNP said they would release this information when Andrew called the election, because they didn't want Andrew thief them idea. But when me read this manifesto, there was nothing amazing in this manifesto. When we read it, it's all rinse and wash and repeat ideas. Ideas going back as far as PJ Patterson, especially around education. And this is why a lot of the ministers that came up, shadows minister like security minister and all of that, only spend a short time. Because majority of these ideas that are in this manifesto, this government has implemented them and have plans on implementing them. The minister that spent the longest on the stage was Damian Crawford, talking about their plans for education. And even with that, the plans that Damian Crawford came up and talk about, it's the same plans that they were mentioning on the campaign trail. The same plans that the Jamaican people reject. And they told us that these were not plans, these were ideas, just throwing them out there to the Jamaican people, a little feeler. That's the same set of plans that are in the manifesto. So tell me now, are this we did a wait pan? Are this the whole anticipation did a bill for? Foolishness? Because when a sensible person read this, them know say this a shit. A lot of these plans, especially the one that surrounding education, if these plans implemented, Jamaica get fucked. Me I tell you straight. And we're going to talk about some of them right now, because me need for sure you guys say this manifesto a crap. Big waste of time. Big waste of time. after sitting down and listening the manifesto, I said to myself, say, alright, come in, we are going to read it. We can pick out the information better that way. The first thing me notice, reading the manifesto and going through the manifesto, misspelling after misspelling after misspelling, down to simple words like church were misspelled. And I couldn't believe it. Me shock when I see it blueprinters. And the reason why I'm shocked was because these are the same set of people that did condemn the government the other day when them released them book of achievement and Jamaica was spelled wrong. One word was spelled wrong, type error. But when you read for the manifesto, the amount of word was spelled wrong in this manifesto, I couldn't believe it. Chaka. And when I see blueprinters, I sit down and I laugh to myself. And I say, Father God, you always show up these people. Because these people take the IRS and condemn a good man. And see it there? Them a fall upon them own sword. Blueprint family, I'm going to play the clip with Mr. Damian Crawford, and then we're going to come back and discuss some of these ideas that Mr. Crawford proposed in the manifesto to the Jamaican people.
The teacher retention plan would include, first of all, greater access to housing through the NHT. It would include reservation of housing units built through the NHT and under government programs. It would include graduating access to motor vehicle concession. It would include forgiveness of student loan for the years that they remain in the public sector. It would include internet as a tool of trade to ensure access to preparation and information. And it would include ensuring their environs, both in the classroom and the staff room, are sufficient for them to feel comfortable moving forward. We believe that our access to education plans are holistic, fulsome, and will ensure that we move the needle from just access to quality access for our children. Therefore, we are putting forward an education plan that is based on love for our children, love for our future, and love for our country. Thank you, Jamaica.
Alright, the first piece of garbage I want to talk about where this educational proposal is concerned is the proposal of $10,000 to children in need. 20,000 children in need are going to get $10,000 per month for help them out for go to school. Here's why me have a problem with this. Because when you do a quick search, you find out that there's 128 families on the PATH program. Also, 140 students on the PATH program, bringing up the total to 185 children on the PATH program that are registered children on the PATH program. We're not talking about the one that want to register, that are needy kids, because a needy kids and needy people depend on the PATH program. And Mr. Crawford and the PNP have proposed $10,000 to 20,000 needy kids. So Mr. Crawford, what about the other rest of needy kids? How that go? How it go? So that means you only target a portion. This actually not benefit every Jamaican needy kids for a whole. Alright, moving on. The next crappy idea is getting teachers are gonna get access, greater access to NHT housing. Meaning that teacher are gonna put as priority, number one priority to get house. So, Mr. Crawford, what about the man where I pay a fee NHT how long now and I wait for your house? So you gotta tell me, say, a teacher, graduate teachers college, come out in the working field, spend a year, and then when you look, them jump over everybody and go get house. Yeah, you lick your head. You lick your head, man, Mr. Crawford. You lick your head. Maybe you lax them too tight because that can't work. That cannot work. You know, long enough how they are wait for NHT to get house, and you got to tax a teacher alone and go get first priority. You're madman. So the next thing in the PNP manifestos regarding teacher is free internet for teacher. Yes, man, free. Teacher just get internet free because they're going to make free internet be mandatory because it's now considered a tool of the teachers. But my question to you, Mr. Crawford, who is going to pay for this internet? Taxpayers. So you tell me, say, me have to go pay for my internet bill plus tax I go come out of my money for pay teacher internet bill. You're crazy. You're crazy. Me I tell you, say you're mad, man. You mad. The next idiotic policy that is in this manifesto surrounding education is forgiveness of student loans. Meaning, as long as an individual go to college, study to be a teacher, and come back and work in the capacity of a teacher, them not have to pay back student loan. The only downside is the minute them stop being a teacher, them have to go start pay back the loan. You understand? So this is now a trap. Yeah, man, it's a double-edged sword. This is not a benefit because suppose tomorrow morning the teacher get an opportunity for go overseas. She have to decide, say, yo, is either she go stay in a bondage or she go overseas and have to pay back this loan. What kind of benefit is that? That's not a benefit. That's a leash on someone's foot. And you're calling it a benefit. The next downside to this is, what about the students that don't want to be a teacher? How does this benefit them? This just look like an unfair measure. Because you're telling me that teachers not have to pay back a loan. But what about the lawyers? What about the doctors? What about the nurses? What kind of benefit them get out of this? This only just help a small portion of Jamaican. And this is my problem with you guys and your idiotic idea. It only deal with small portion of Jamaican. It don't target Jamaicans on a whole. It only help out a few while the majority suffer. And when you present these ideas to well-thinking people, they are always going to reject it. And the next thing about all of these ideas that you guys present, there is no showing of source of funds. No, we're gonna sit down the Jamaican people and show them the model and the design. We are going to reach to these free goodies that you guys want to give us. Where the money is going to come from to give away all of this. No. All you guys do is just come and set things out on the mouth. But when the Jamaican people ask and they say, alright, where the money are going to come from? We don't have nothing to say. Because we don't know what we're going to do. We as the Jamaican people know how you guys roll. The money is going to come from us. Tax backer, tax backer, tax. Because that's all you guys know how to do as sound operate. And I did find it suspicious. From me, I watch the manifesto on the TV, I find it suspicious. You know why? Because every other else shadow minister talk except one. The shadow minister on finance. That is Mr. Juliet Robinson. So you are telling me that you are proposing plans for the Jamaican people, but yet still no plans that surround finance, the driving force of an economy, the person that will show us how the money are gonna come for them idea. Yeah? Him not have nothing to say. People, I want to open your eyes and be careful of these people. Because if you not sit down and observe and do your research and have little common sense up your so, them people you take you for idiot. The shadow finance minister never said nothing. Everybody else come talk and him not say nothing, and that sends out a powerful message. One is either the economy so good that them now have nothing for say, or two, your shadow minister is a fucking idiot and you don't want him open his mouth. That are just my opinion right there. That are the message where it's sent to me. Blueprinters, when the need for stay 10 toes down. Do no research, no just take things like this. Because these people out here, me I tell you no, these people out here come from mash up Jamaica. Alright, Blueprinters, we come to the ending of another video. If you enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. Destroy the like button. Also, if you're a new viewer here and you haven't yet subscribed, subscribe and turn post notification on to get notified anytime I drop a new video. Also, remember to share the video with friends and family so they too can become a part of the Blueprint movement. Also, guys, to all my new viewers here, we as Blueprinters will live by 3 codes, and those 3 codes are: keep grinding, keep hustling, and remember, success is in the blueprint. See you later, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week.